Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Be Determined. Hope you're having an amazing day. Today we're going to be talking about power stones, how to get them, and which ones are good. So before we get into that, please make sure that you are subscribed. We are on our way to 1,000 subs. We're actually over halfway there now, so thank you guys so much for getting us up to 500 subs. I really appreciate all the support. You guys are amazing. Now let's get into the video. Alright, so we're going to be talking about power stones today, which ones are good, which ones are worth the price, all that type of stuff. So you can actually go and see every single power stone that is available at the bazaar. So you go to the bazaar, go to oddities, and then there's power stones right here, which looks like a luxurious spool. And you click on that, and you can see here, there are 17 different power stones in the game as of right now. Now, if you click on them and then hover over it, you can see what you will get for whichever magical power is closest to you. So I currently have 582 magical power, so it shows me the magical power of 500. So you can see right here without having to buy the item which one is going to be the best for you personally. Now you have to remember that the price that it shows here is not actually the price of you getting the power, because you need 9 power stones. So if you go in to buy an item, you have to create by order 9. That's how much it's going to cost for you to actually get the power from the power stone. So we're going to go through these in order, talk about which ones are good, which ones are useful, which ones are worth their price. So we'll start off with the luxurious spool. You actually get the luxurious spool from killing brood mothers at the top of the spider's den. Do /warp spider all the way up at the top up here. The brood mother will spawn every once in a while, and as you can see, there are usually some people waiting around in AFK gear, because this is a really good actually AFK money making method. If you have an armor set that will deal damage while you're AFK, like Blaze or Unstable, something like that, even if you have like a full Necron set, then the Witherborn will actually be going around hitting the brood mother when it spawns, most likely. So this is a viable money making method as well as a good power stone. You can see here I get 443 crit damage and 5 bonus attack speed if I had 500 magical power. So that is going to be really nice if you have a lot of strength. Now the best way to get a good damage amount is to have your crit damage amount be close to the amount of strength that you have. So you can see here my strength is 972 and my crit damage is 617. So it's very unbalanced for me. So it would be really nice if I actually got this luxurious spool to kind of even things out. On to the next one, which is the rock candy, which you actually get from the spooky festival. Now it does give a decent amount of health and defense, but honestly this one is pretty useless. As you can see here, it costs about 400,000 coins to buy all 9 of them, and it's really not worth it. If you're struggling with tanking something, there are a lot better ways to increase your health. There are a lot better power stones that also increase your health if you need to use power stones. But you can see right here, I actually get more health and defense from prepared, which is actually a default power that you can get. So I get 262 health, 237 defense, whereas the rock candy gives 279 health, 199 defense. So granted, the magical power would actually buff it a little bit, but it's really not gonna be better than prepared. It might be like a little bit of EHP better, but it's not worth 400,000 coins. All right, next we have the Endstone Shulker. You actually get these guys from mining glowing endstone blocks in the end. So if you go to the end, there are occasionally some blocks that have like purple particles around them, and if you mine those, you have a chance to drop the Endstone Shulker. And to buy all 9 of these, it's going to cost you 1.3 million coins as of right now. Now this one does give a good amount of health, defense, and intelligence. So if you want to get a decent tank setup, this one's not too bad, especially for the price of 1.3 million coins. Next we have the Obsidian Tablet. You actually craft the Obsidian Tablet in once you hit Obsidian Collection 9, which is at 50,000. It costs a summoning eye and 192 enchanted obsidian. Now this is kind of an all-around type of power stone, so maybe if you're running like healer or something in dungeons, or you want to deal more damage but you will die if you don't have some more health as well, then this one's not too bad, but it is very expensive. It costs a summoning eye. So to get all 9 of these, it's going to cost you 11 million coins, which is a lot. So honestly, this one's not really great at anything. It's just good at a lot of things. I don't really recommend it because it costs 11 million coins. There's a lot better things that you can do with 11 million coins than buy this power stone. Next up, we have the Dark Orb. Now the Dark Orb is really good at strength and crit damage. It gives a little bit of strength, quite a bit of crit damage, and it also gives some bonus attack speed and ferocity. So this one is pretty good. Buy 9 of them, it costs 6.3 million coins, which is not a terrible investment. If you want to get it yourself, they drop from floor 5. So this one is really good for a damage buff. In total damage buffs, which is strength plus crit damage, it gives 421 total extra strength and crit damage. The way I'm going to calculate these ones that have both is I'm going to add the strength and the crit damage on top of each other, and we'll see which ones have the best strength and crit damage combined. But this one does have the added bonus of 3 bonus attack speed and 3 ferocity, and it's pretty cheap. 6.7 mil is not that bad, so you might want to invest in that one. Next up is the fur ball. Now this one is very, very viable. The Dark Orb had 421 strength and crit damage combined. This one only has 318, but that extra 33 bonus attack speed is going to be a very, very big deal. These ones with bonus attack speed are really, really nice, because then instead of spending your extra tuning points, which you get from having a good amount of magical power, you can start spending your tuning points on crit damage instead of the bonus attack speed, or on strength, either one. To buy 9 of these guys, it costs 7.1 million coins. These actually drop from spins, so this one is also a really good one to invest in. I would honestly buy this one over the Dark Orb if you get the opportunity. It is a little bit more expensive, but I think it'll be worth it. That bonus attack speed is really important. Next up, we have the Ender Monocle, which you get from killing these watchers out over here, the guys with summoning eyes on them, if I can find one. These guys right here that just got deleted right in front of my very eyes. These guys, they have a chance to drop Ender Monocles. It's a decent mage power stone, especially considering to buy all 9, it only costs 13,000 coins. So if you are a mage and you don't have that much intelligence, it only costs 13,000 coins to buy this if you don't want to spend too much money on it. But you'll get an extra 665 intelligence and 3 ability damage if you have 500 magical power. So that is really, really good, especially for the price. I recommend buying this even if you don't need it right now. The prices are really, really low, and if you ever want to have a mage setup, this is a good starting point. Next up, we have the Acacia Birdhouse, which is the one that I'm currently using. It gives 31 health, 332 strength, 89 crit damage, and 4 ferocity. So this is basically the strong version of the Dark Orb. The Dark Orb gives crit damage higher than strength, and the Acacia Birdhouse gives strength higher than crit damage. But the Dark Orb does give 1 less ferocity and 3 more attack speed. So the Dark Orb is probably the better choice unless you have a ridiculous amount of crit damage and you want to get more strength. The Dark Orb is a little bit pricier. It's about like 2 mil pricier, but the Dark Orb is a little bit better than the Acacia Birdhouse. The way you get the Acacia Birdhouses is from the Acacia Collection. At 10,000 Acacia Collection, you unlock the Acacia Birdhouse, which costs 6 stacks of enchanted acacia wood to craft 1 of the power stones. So it's not bad if you have more crit damage than strength. It will help even those out a little bit. Next up, we have the Beating Heart, which gives intelligence, strength, crit damage, and bonus attack speed. That bonus attack speed is really, really nice, but it gives about 20 less strength and crit damage combined than Dark Orbs and Acacia Birdhouses, but it is much, much cheaper. So if you only have about 600k to spend on this, this is a good one to buy. It's only like 20 less damage output from strength and crit damage, so that one's really nice. Next up, we have the Mandra. Now this one is really good. This one gives almost 500 combined strength and crit damage, but it gives no attack speed or ferocity. So if you're going for all out damage output, this one is really good if you're trying to like one-shot something and you're having trouble with it, but it is very, very pricey at the moment. 22 million coins, and I honestly don't recommend going for this one. It's very expensive. You could spend that money on some other power stones that are almost as good, plus you get no attack speed or ferocity from it, so not great. So this power stone is currently not supposed to be obtainable. Actually, it only drops from the burning, fiery, or infernal Kudra boss fights, but it's currently not supposed to be obtainable because those boss fights aren't out yet. So this power stone actually isn't available at the moment. People have put up buy orders, but no one is selling it because they don't exist yet. All right, next up we have the Magma Urchin, which is dropped from mini boss fights along Crimson Isle. It gives a good amount of strength and crit damage and some good bonus attack speed. So this is basically the upgraded Dark Orb. It gives more crit damage than the Dark Orb does, and it gives a lot more attack speed than the Dark Orb does, but it doesn't give any ferocity. But honestly, that attack speed is going to make up for that ferocity lag. I'd much rather have 12 bonus attack speed than 3 ferocity. To buy all 9 of these bad boys, it's going to cost 22 million coins as well. I currently have a bunch of these saved up from boss fights where I've dropped them, but I don't quite have enough to unlock it, but I will be using this once I get the ability to. Next up is the Horns of Torment. Now this is mostly for mage, but it's also got some good strength and crit damage, so it's kind of torn between what it wants to be. as far as I can see. You can buy these for 5.6 million to get 9. It is actually unlocked in Mutton Collection 9. Kind of an odd place to unlock it at. Use 192 enchanted mutton plus 32 horns of Taurus to grant the Horns of Torment. Now, I'm pretty sure the Horns of Taurus are actually a sea creature drop, but honestly, this doesn't seem to be that good because there's not really a situation where you're going to need strength and intelligence, at least not that much intelligence compared to strength. So honestly, I'd rather have the Ender Monocle reforged than the Horns of Torment one. All right, next up we have the Precious Pearl, which gives health and defense. Not too bad, but still I think prepared is going to be about as good as this. To buy 9 of these, it costs 9.3 million coins, and it really doesn't seem to be that much of an upgrade from prepared. It has a really rare drop chance from the Crystal Nucleus, so if you want to get these, you're gonna have to do some Nucleus runs, but honestly I don't recommend going for it that much. It's not that great. It is a bit of an upgrade from prepared, but if you're tanking in the higher master mode floors, it might be worth it, but other than that, it's not really that useful. Next up we have the Eccentric Painting, which gives a really good amount of intelligence. It does take away strength and crit damage, but if you need intelligence, you're probably in a mage setup and you don't really need strength and crit damage anyways. You can buy a full stack of Eccentric Paintings from the Dark Auction, but if you don't want to go to a Dark Auction and get it, then it's 91 million coins from the bazaar. So if you're going for a mage setup, this might honestly be worth it, but once again, the Ender Monocle is really good, and it's literally like 0.00001% of the price of this. So if you want a major upgrade for 90 million coins and you have that money to just throw around, then feel free to buy this. All right, next up we have the Hazmat Enderman, which drops from Void Gloom Seraphs. It is also one of those all-around type of power stones, so you get a little bit of everything. This one actually gives a good amount of bonus attack speed though. So if you're struggling to survive and also you don't deal enough damage, this one might be decent, but if you're late game enough to get this, you have to have combat skill level 30, then you might as well just spend your money on buying more talismans instead of buying this upgrade. But if you want to buy the upgrade, it is very cheap, only 330,000 coins, so might be worth it, but not that great. Next up is Vitamin Death. You drop this from killing healthy mobs in the Catacombs Master Mode. All right, to buy all 9 of these, it is going to cost you less than 1 million coins, not too bad, and it does give a good amount of health, so this one might be good for a tank setup, but also I think this is going to be really good for doing your fire badge trials at the park, because that extra health is a really good bonus that will help out quite a bit and just make a lot of those trials much easier. All right, we're finally on to the last one, the only mythic power stone that's currently in the game, the Scorched Books. This bad boy gives 33 bonus attack speed, 7 ferocity, and 332 combined strength and crit damage. These drop from the Blaze Slayer. You have to be Blaze Slayer level 2, which is pretty easy. After that, they drop from tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4 Blade Slayers. So people have actually been using this as a really good money making method. You just drop these and you sell them. But honestly, this is a very good power stone. 33 bonus attack speed should not be taken lightly. Buy all 9 of these, it costs 33, almost 34 million coins. So honestly, I do think this is one of the best power stones in the game. It is a bit expensive, but that bonus attack speed is a lot. If you have higher than 500 magical power, that attack speed is going to go higher and higher as well. The ferocity will stay the same no matter what your power is. That's how these unique power bonuses work. You get plus 7 ferocity no matter if you have 1 magical power or 1,000, but these strength, crit damage, and bonus attack speed buffs will increase as you get higher magical power. So if you're up at like 1,000 magical power, you're going to be getting 66 bonus attack speed. That is a really good amount of attack speed. Then you can focus all of your tuning points on crit damage and strength, evening them out so you have the ideal amount of crit damage and strength, and you won't really have to worry about your attack speed ever again. So I really do think this is the best power stone in the game. Bonus attack speed is super underrated. Like, just try putting a tiger plushie on a mob versus having nothing on it. Having that bonus attack speed makes you deal so much more DPS, and it is very valuable. All right, last thing, now that we've talked about all the power stones, we can talk about tuning points real quick. So stats tuning right here. You can go in here and clear all your points if you want to, and then we can start seeing what you get for each tuning point. So you can get 5 health per tuning point, 1 defense per tuning point, 1.5 speed per tuning point, 1 strength, 1 crit damage, 0.2 crit chance, so that's pretty bad. Don't use it on crit chance if you can help it. 0.3 bonus attack speed, and 2 intelligence. So if you're going for a mage setup, then the intelligence setup is pretty good. But for me, my current stats, I have 39 bonus attack speed, 553 crit damage, 975 strength. So I really need a lot of crit damage to help balance out how much more strength I have than crit damage. And I've got a good amount of attack speed. You really don't want to spend it on attack speed if you can help it, because it's 0.3 per point. So that's not going to be nearly as noticeable as having higher crit damage. So if you can help it, you can get the Scorched Books and increase your bonus attack speed. And then you can also buy a Crochet Tiger plushie to buff your attack speed as well. So I'm going to be putting all of my tuning points into crit damage. There we go. The next power stones that I'm going to be going for are the Magma Urchin, and eventually I will go for Scorched Books. But Magma Urchin's a lot cheaper, and I have quite a few of them lying around. I only need 3 more to complete the power stones that I need, so that's what I will be using next. But I hope you guys did enjoy and learn something. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Once again, we are still giving out the OG role in our Discord, so you can click the link in the description and join the Discord. We'll only be giving out that role before we hit 1,000 subs, so be sure to join before then if you want to get it. Also, my new single dropped yesterday, so there's also a link in the description for that if you want to check that out. It's actually the first song that I've put vocals on, so let me know what you think. I appreciate all of you guys. I hope you have an amazing day. God bless.